seems good. Ooh, that was a good clap. Hey, hi, hello, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome to Discombobulated with me, Bobby Jaycox. I have ADHD. I'm a comedian. We all have podcasts now. And I'm going to rant, rave, go crazy with my ADHD and try to rein it in and bring you a podcast. Yeah, we'll probably have guests on. Those will probably be awesome too. You'll really love listening to those when I can bounce my ADHD off people. That's great. It just is. But in the future, that will happen. But for right now, you just get me, and I'm going to be your favorite podcast to turn off. That's what I think. And let's just get right into it. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I will be coming to areas that are potentially near you. July 7th and 8th, I will be at Good Nights Comedy Club in Raleigh, North Carolina. Can't wait to go there. First time going there. And then I'm also going to be in, Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas, July 21st and 22nd. I will be there at Capital City Comedy Club. So make sure you come check that out. Because I do stand-up, and that shit's fun. You're like, what qualifications does this guy have? I've been doing stand-up forever. Have you ever done a theater? Yeah, headlined one. You ever been in a movie? Yeah. You gotta fucking pause the movie very fucking fast to see it, though. That's my credentials. Okay. I had an amazing day. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is storming outside, and it is just now letting up here in St. Louis, Missouri, where the air quality is better. So that's good. I don't even think I grew up checking the air quality ever. I don't know if it was important. They were smoking cigarettes in restaurants, so I don't know. I don't know how that worked. But today was beautiful outside. I woke up, had some coffee outside. Ooh, so good. Watch the birds. I like watching the birds. The only thing that's like brand new to me. I've been watching birds my whole life, but this bird landed on the wire, and he was like he had to keep his balance. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't, like I always just kind of thought it was like their park bench, and there's multiple wires. Honestly, we should put two there so they land on one, kind of lower it, and then they can like lean back and fucking have a cig of their own. They're like, hey, it's outside. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know, that's shit. I just never, but he was like on it like a tightrope. Like I feel like you're not going to see one fall because they would just fly. But goddamn, if I didn't see a bird just like be like he was in the middle of a Grand Canyon trying to cross, be like, careful, Becca, careful slacklining. Never done that. You guys ever slackline? I don't even want to do one that's like between two trees, like low to the ground. That shit's scary as fuck to me. Because you could rack your nuts. You could fall on your pussy. I was going to say pounce your pussy, but you're not on you would just fall onto it. You could fucking hurt yourself in so many ways. That's what I do it all the time. I get hurt. I'm very accident prone. It's not good. Sure not good at all. I've gotten hurt so many times. I remember falling out of a tree when I was a kid, broke my arm. I wrestled a kid. He broke my leg. It's like, but like I signed up for wrestling. What other times have I skateboarding? That was the most recent one. Fucking really broke the shit out of my elbow really bad. That was not a good day. You ever broke your elbow? I'd recommend, that's not good, but out of all the things that I've broken, yeah, anything where you have to be on like crutches sucks. Anything where you have to like realize that there should be way more accessible places for everybody everywhere you go. Like when you have crutches, you're like, well, damn, it's hard getting around. You're like, yeah, that sucks. But breaking your elbow, also not great. Really not good at all. God, I thought I was done breaking stuff, and I know no one thinks, they're like, I'm still in my breaking stuff prime, but I feel like I thought I was done. I feel like I thought no more breaks, no more getting hurt. And then I just went skateboarding one day. And then the hospital. So it was not good. What happened was I was hanging out with two comedian friends of mine, great dudes, Joe Nunnick and Stephen Taylor, great dudes. They were in town because we had a comedy festival called Flyover Comedy Festival, and it was a great time. I was going to be opening for Doug Benson that night, and then later in the weekend, I was going to be opening for Ron Funches. Very excited to be on those shows. I had met Doug once before, but I had never worked with Ron Funches, and he was so fucking cool. But I have to tell you how I got there. No. Time out. I fucked it all up. No, I opened for Ron this past year, not later in the weekend. I was going to open for Doug Benson. Do you see that? This is how my fucking brain, like right now, I'm sure that none of this is going to be getting recorded. I'm positive I'm going to be done and then be like, fuck, but I'm looking over and everything seems fine, but goddamn if I won't fuck it up, you know? So I was going to open for Doug Benson. I'm hanging out with two of my comedian friends. And we watch a DVD. What are you talking about, Bobby? That's crazy. We were not watching. We were watching YouTube, and we were watching Warble, which is I got the shirt on right now, but it's one of my fucking. I don't even think there's not really even any other skate videos are like close, because like when I grew up, some of the skate videos that I watched, I was like, yeah, okay, that guy's skating. That's real. Like, I don't know. It felt like some of it felt sometimes like you were watching pole vaulters, like in the Olympics. Like you're like, damn, I'm impressed, but it's just like these big things over and over. Where it's like Warble is like a whole experience. They were talking about. I saw a clip of Lil Wayne talking about it on Tony Hawk's podcast, and I was like, yeah, dude. Other people, I show it to everybody. So back to my story, I'm watching it with my two buddies. We have the festival that night. We're so pumped that they're like, dude, I kind of want to skate. And I was like, dude, I have extra boards. And I had 3 boards with me, and 3 of us were going to go skating. And we went down to the St. Louis Arch. And if you get down to the St. Louis Arch, there's nowhere you're supposed to skate. So we're just like walking around. We kind of had skated down the hill. And what's crazy is I was actually being like, guys, careful. Because like my buddy Joe had fallen once. He just kind of like slipped. I think we caught it on camera. And we're walking. And then it's my turn to fall. But we just start walking to the arch. We're just, and if you've never been, it's fine. It's okay. And so we were walking. And right by the arch, there's these spots where if you have a bike, you like lock your bike up. But it's like these circles that come out. It like almost looks like part of them's in the ground. Like if Sonic the Hedgehog was going to get him, it's like they're locked in there. Like you can't get him. And so we were like pushing the skateboard through because we had just watched the Warble video, and we were like, oh, let's like run over the top of this and jump on it. That was my buddy Joe's idea. He was doing it first, and he got really close. And then he's like, oh, you should try. And I was like, oh, yeah. Or no. He wasn't like, you should try. He was like, I can't do it. And then he was like, maybe someone else try. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll go. And so we were like pushing the board between, and I fell so fucking hard. And what's crazy is they're not even that high off the ground. I've fallen from higher, and I hit my face too. And like how I fell, I think, is my arm got caught, and so I didn't catch my face, so that hurt my head, which made me not catch myself right, which made me break my elbow in many places. I broke the fucking whatever. What's your elbow called again? I fucking totally forgot. Olecranon? I think it's your olecranon. Let me look at. Okay, Google. She's gonna be amazing. Okay, Google. What is your olecranon?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Cool. Okay, Google. Do you want to be my podcast co-host?
Sorry, I don't understand.
That's awesome. Hey, okay, Google. Are we gonna have a great podcast?
All right, playing podcasts on Spotify.
No! Okay, Google, shut the fuck up. Okay, Google, no. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, stop everything. Oh my God, Okay, Google, shut the fuck up. 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 Don't play a podcast. Okay, Google, stop. Well, it's that 100% that is not. I didn't know it was going to go like that. But welcome to what this whole thing is. It's just out of fucking control. I just no stream of consciousness. There's no like I don't think I'm like it's I'll have other comedians on, sure, but if I don't like if the guest is like smart, I don't know. I'd fucking kick ass at interviewing them. But when I'm by myself, like someone almost has to kickstart me with a smart word. And then I'm like, yep. And then I kind of get in the hole of being smart or whatever. Yeah, that's just what I do. So, I'm going to try this again. Okay, Google, what is your elbow bone called?
On the website ortho.wassel.edu, they say, the elbow is a hinge joint made up of 3 bones, the humerus, ulna, and radius.
Okay, thank you, Google. I'm looking it up on the internet. You guys ever tried it? What? Elbow called? Scanning. Why isn't this just pop up? Do I want to go to the anatomy no, just say it. Just tell me what it is. Yeah, right there. Yeah, give me the yep, olecranon. It's the olecranon. And you're telling me I fucking don't have a full college degree? You're telling me and I fucking knew what that was? Yeah, it was one point. It was important that I know that, and I broke it. So it's like, of course you should fucking know. What's that called? The trucker hat? The trucker knot. Well, no, what is that called? The trochlear notch. The trochlear notch. Ew. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I found out that your elbow is the olecranon, and that's all I care about. Yeah, I guess I wanted to fill this space, but this fucking plant is right here. Okay. Okay, so that's your elbow. There's way more parts to it than I thought, and I think I broke my olecranon. None of this sounds familiar. Is this an elbow from another country, dude? Where is this elbow from? Okay, that's like an IKEA elbow. I don't know what the fuck the rest of those are, but I broke another one of the bones. I broke my elbow and another one of the bones in the neighborhood of my elbow. And because we were skateboarding, I gotta get fucking back on track to this goddamn story. Okay, so broke my elbow. Fall down, break my elbow, and I don't know it's broken yet. Like I definitely, but like you ever die in Grand Theft Auto and then you just wake up at the hospital. That didn't happen. Like it's like it goes out. You're like wasted, and then that's what it just feels like that. And I don't think I got a concussion. I feel like they would have told me legally. You have to tell me if I have a concussion. Just making sure my audio is all the way in. You have to. So I fall down, I fall down and I'm holding my elbow. Or no, I'm not even holding my elbow yet. I just like kind of like stand up. And my buddy Joe is like, oh no. And my other buddy's like, oh no. And Steven, they're both like standing there. I just like look up. And Joe's kind of, I literally, because you have that shock that you're not like nervous yet. You're not like, what the fuck's going on? You're like just trying to like be like, you're like a computer turning on or whatever. You're like, where am I? And I hear Joe and he's like, not good. It's not good. I was like, what? Hey, Joe. I go, are you okay, man? And I knew what was going on, but like he literally was like kind of freaking out. And I don't know why, but it made me feel better to like help him instead of being like, obviously I should try to, I don't know, stand. But I landed so fucking hard. I just landed and oh fuck, dude. It was bad. And I was like, are you okay? He's like, oh God, he's asking me if I'm okay. And I was like, he's like, I go, let me check. And I was like, because I knew I wasn't feeling good. And I was like, because I remember like trying to stand up, but I felt like my body was like, just like it's weird what happens when you get hurt, but my body was like, stay right there. And that's how my brain sounds. Stay right there. You don't move a muscle. I wish my brain was like Lewis Capaldi. Hi, I'm Lewis Capaldi, and you're going to need to sit right there. I fucking really nail a bad impression. So, I'm Lewis Capaldi. You can listen to my music or me ride this Peloton. So, I fall bad. Break my elbow. And he's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, let me check. And I go like this, and I slide my hand down, and I grab my elbow, and fucking shit if it didn't feel like just a, like, I was going to say, it's because it's like, you remember what was, we have a place where I'm from in the Midwest, home of Merrimack Caverns. When you'd go there, they have like at the end, you can buy like these rocks. They're not magic ones. I honestly think that this place would like, if there was like the magic rocks that like witches think, like I think they would take it out. They're like, no, we don't want that in there because it's kind of like it's not Christian, but it's not. Yeah, so that's what I remember. But you could get bags of rocks that my parents were like, "Fuck you, dude. We're drinking after this." So, but that's what my elbow felt like. Like those, it felt like a bag of like those things. I like opened up the top of my wrist, looked down there, and I was like, "Whoa, cool! That's a purple one." And it looked really shitty. And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's broken." And then they were like, "Let's call an ambulance." And I said, "No, let's call an Uber because those are cheaper." He's like, "Don't you have health insurance?" And I was like, I also think it might get here faster. I think there might be one nearby already. So he calls it. We get in. They're like, hey, what's up? And I get in. I'm like, oh. And he's like, what's wrong with that guy? Like, it was almost better. Like, it would have been better if I was just like, I'm drunk. But I wasn't drunk. I was broken. I'm so broken. And I was sitting in the back. And I go, my elbow's broken. We're going to like tip 100%. Like, we're going to take care of you. Just, can you please fucking go? And he was like, for sure, man. Like, this guy, what you don't know is, because I was an EMT and a firefighter, so I have driven the ambulance, I've driven a fire truck, and going lights and sirens in a fire truck or an ambulance, pretty fun. Pretty fucking fun. Pretty good time. You know, you're not being an asshole, but like you're being careful, but while you're doing it, you're like, let's go! It's great. It's a really good time. So the guy thinks he's driving one of those, and he's like, here we go. Like we were like going over speed bumps because we're like down by, I think we went down this. Oh, that was the worst. Not the worst part. The worst part was breaking my elbow into pieces. So the car is down. So the arch, they put the arch on like the second story of where Lewis and Clark had a boat. And so if you go up the steps, there's the arch, but you come down the stairs, and it's where I did like a shitty promo for a company years ago. The company was probably fine. I think they were cool. They were really cool. I was yeah. So they're great. Where would I be without them? And so there's the arch and then the stairs. So we had to go down like all the fucking stairs. And that wasn't great, but I was like, we're good. Or no, we went down the ramp, I think. Yeah, I think because there's a ramp to the side that we used to skate down. Yeah, I think we went down the ramp. Is any of this important? Nope. So we had to go. So we're down there, we get in, and there's like all these fucking speed bumps. Why would I tell that part of the story? It was so fucking pointless. So I'll get better or worse. We can't tell. So speed bump. The guy's like, I'm really sorry, man. I'm like, dude, you are doing great. Like, I'm trying to joke, but like now it's been a couple minutes and my adrenaline is like wearing off. I feel like I was in like a hazy state. Like I was kind of like I felt like a drunk person. Like if they made a pill that made you not drunk, that's how you feel like right after you get hurt. Like all of a sudden it's just like, you're like kind of coming to, you're just like, whoa, did I just fuck up? It feels really shitty. So we're the bumps and we get there. I'm like, things, man. We go inside and what a terrible experience. We have to like drive. They won't let us take our skateboards inside, which would have looked so cool if we could have like skateboarded in there. And so we had to like drop them off at the front. I still have a sticker on my skateboard that has Steven Taylor's name on it because they're like, what's your name? We'll put it on there. You're like, you think people are going to get their skateboards back? I have mixed up, but I get it. They had to have someone check, but like, what's your name? No, we got a bunch of skateboards back here. People get hurt a lot because no one's really good at riding a piece of wood with some fucking wheels. I've seen some guys. Here's what's crazy is skateboarding is so fun, but goddamn, you get hurt so fucking bad. You get hurt so bad. Most of the time, it's not like what you see it's like sports aren't like that. Like if it would almost be like if you were watching guys, like if you went to a baseball game and guys were throwing the ball back and forth at the beginning, it would be like if they were dropping it the whole time. And then if they threw it to first base and they got someone out, everyone would just lose their mind every time. That's how fucking hard skateboarding is. So hard that like I was a kid, like I was like the kid who hung out with the skaters. Like everyone, like they'd give me, I'd go for my time and they'd be like, nice try, man. And they're like, I don't even think he's trying it. I really wasn't. I liked hanging out with those dudes and it was like fun. They were funny guys. And I think you skate, you're like, girls like if I have a skateboard, and it's like, but people are like, you're probably gay. It's not Pride Month anymore, so we're not talking about not talking about, you can talk about gay people, but we're not telling the stories right now. We'll get into it another time about how everyone at my fucking high school called me gay, including the teachers. So so maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but I'm not, but who cares? So okay, Google, am I gay?
My apologies, I don't understand.
Me either. So we get to the hospital, and one of the funniest things that happened is so it's like, because obviously I wasn't a good skater. That's what I was talking about before I get back into this. Like, I liked hanging out with skaters. But this is karma because I accidentally helped another kid break his leg. He didn't like ask me. He's like, it's like a assisted suicide or something like that. He was just like, should I go? And I was like, yeah, go, man. You're being such a fucking bitch. And then he fucking goes and broke his fucking leg. He's like, oh my God, no, oh my God. And my buddy was like, that's your fault. It might be. I don't know. So, oh, fuck. I think I did, but I got to do that. I just had to make sure I did the clap. Just in case, It's for audio recording. Which I think I did, but I forgot. So, yeah, I would just liked how the skateboarders, like dude, I sound like I'm an undercover cop. I loved how the skaters, even like, one time, Dan, let's just get into it. Dan, there's so much stuff I want to talk about with skateboard. We'll get into that later. But like Dan Marsala, story of the year, my favorite band, we'll get in. And he said I was mall carrying my skateboard one time I don't even remember what it was called, but I was carrying it by the trucks, and he's like, oh, you only carry it by the tip or like sideways. And I was like, oh, cool. But I'll be honest, this is what you guys don't know about skateboarding is that it's just so comfortable to hold it like that. So why can't I fucking hold it like that? I don't know. So let me get out of this Olecranon. Are we still recording? Is it working? It is. Okay. Yeah. Will this story ever end? None of mine do, my friend. Sing it. Okay, Google, you take this part of the song now.
I looked for you take this part of the, but it either isn't available or can't be played right now.
Thank you. This episode is sponsored by Google's. Get one. They're great. They're great for when you set timers and they go off at the wrong time. They're great for when your timer's going off and you're like, stop. My apologies. I can't hear it. I have to change her voice every once in a while just to get a different part because I get mad at it. Not her, the computer inside of her. Which computers are probably people too. No one knows. If you're still listening, this episode is getting back to Bobby talking about breaking his fucking arm. And so we get to the hospital. Funniest thing that happened there was... Yeah, I hung out skaters. I wasn't a good one there, but we all have those. Everyone has a person who clings on. That's what I did. I couldn't skate. I tried. I would jump off ramps, pretend kickflip, and back. Couldn't land. I almost got more hurt by not landing those. So, what the fuck was I talking? So, we go to the hospital inside, and I said, "Hey, I'm broken my arm. Can you help me?" Something like that. And they were like, yeah, we have to take your blood pressure. And I was like, yep. Can you, they're like, you got to take your, I had a long sleeve shirt on. I was like, can you, just cut it off? And she was like, I don't really have the scissors up here. And I was like, I get it. But like, you got the safety scissors. I know. I worked in this. You fucking cut it right up. And she, I swear to fucking God, she goes, well, how'd you get your shirt on? With no due respect, do you think that I broke my arm and was like, oh, guys, can we stop by? I can't go to the hospital looking like this. You thought guys, I come out, I'm like dressed. I'm like, does this look good? No, it's like one of those scenes in a movie. I come out and they're like, no, like, and I'm like this, all frumpy, but I'm also like, I don't feel very good. And she realizes what she said. She's like, I know, I get how that sounds. She's like, let me go look for the scissors. I was like, thank you, because like, this is not going to be easy to get off, and I could get more hurt. I honestly don't think she should even say that. I should sue him. My bills were huge. Well, I got some big fucking bills. So, break my arm. I braked it, and so then they send me back, and everything went downhill from there. I think at one point I'll probably go into more depth on this story because there's a lot of funny things that happened, but then there was a moment where they fixed my arm in front of me. I wasn't asleep. I was under some medicine, I think, but they like in front of me, like two grown big ass fucking guys, like put my elbow back in. I was like, like it hurt. And there was a nurse that was in there watching, like taking notes. And she was like, does it really hurt that bad? And I was like, do you want to try? Do you want to swap? We could swap spots. You tell me. I don't think so. It sucks. So they did that, and then after my arm got hurt, I was like sitting there, and my Joe and Steven stayed as long as they could, but they had to leave because, again, we were at Flyover Comedy Festival, and they had shows, and they were on stage. And then, so I called there was so much to me breaking my arm, but then I asked the nurse, I was like, can I get discharged? And she was like, yeah, right. You got so much longer before you're getting out of here. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I have a show around the street. She's like, you're going to go on stage? I was like, I have to. And so I started going around, and I was like, please, what do I was like, I'll do anything. Look at me. Like, isn't that isn't that, the show must go on or whatever. And she was like, give me a second. Cause I even asked, I was like, what, like, I don't want to say I'm going to leave, but what if I just like left? Is that like, did I steal my broken arm? Did it? Is it like that? Like, will my arm beep on the way out? Like, you didn't pay for it yet. Like, what's going to happen? Because I'm going to go on stage because I don't want this show is like probably almost halfway over the show that I was on. I already missed opening for Doug Benson, which I was so fucking bummed about. But he had even got word. I think they said they were like, word went around the festival fast. Like, so some guy broke his elbow. What the fuck's going on? And then another guy broke his finger on stage. It was a wild year. And it wasn't that long ago. And so I was like, please discharge me. And so she does. She finally does. She finally lets me go. And I called my buddy, my best friend in the world. Love this guy. My best friend, Chris Briggs. One of the bee's knees, dude. The fucking apple to my eye. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying now, and I'm out of coffee. I need more coffee. I gotta get some after this. Okay. We're almost done. So he comes and picks me up, and he's like, dude, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, you gotta drive right to the Improv Shop, which is right down the road where the festival was happening. It was all over the place, but that was where the show was. And I was like, let's just go straight there. So he drove me right there. Best friend ever. Helped me do stand up for the first time, like in so many ways. And then is driving me like with my broken arm. And I was like kind of on my way there. Like I was a little loopy, but I also feel like, because it wasn't too many drugs. Like I remember feeling okay. And I get there and I'm walking past people, and like, dude, some of my buddies like thought it felt like everyone saw a ghost. They're like, what are you doing here? And I was like, can I still go on stage? They're like, can't? Yeah. So I go and I walk to the back, and I go and I stand in the back, and I'm talking, and I'm like, the host of the shows, it was, fuck. Would You Rather. That was the name of the show, was Would You Rather. And I'm so sorry I can't think of the name of the host right now. I'm so sorry I didn't know what I was going to talk about, because it's truly, I'm discombobulated. That's so fucking corny. Don't say the name at the end. Like, you're shut the literal fuck up. So I got to the shop, and they were like, okay, yeah, you can go up. My buddy's on stage. Joe was on stage. He was literally like, he's like, yeah, my buddy just broke his arm. So, whatever. So they were playing Would You Rather, like in show format. And my buddy Rafe sees me. He's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, do you want to go up? And I was like, yeah. He's like, so my buddy Rafe Williams, I have so many great people in my life. I'm so fortunate. And he was like, do you want me to go up there, do a little bit of type, and then bring you out? And I was like, that's exactly what I want, because he's like, they don't know. He's like, why don't we surprise them? And I was like, for sure. So Rafe gets up there, goes out, does some time, kills, murderer's row, bro. And then he goes out there and he's like, guys, I could do a couple more, but I actually have a surprise for you. My buddy Bobby Jaycox, who you guys might know, you guys have heard, the guy who broke his arm, he is here right now, and he wants to go on stage. And like, I don't think I'll ever get something like how this felt again. This was one of the wildest rides. I broke my arm. I get there and they're like, do you want Bobby Jaycox to come out? You guys want my buddy Robert to come out? And everyone was like, yeah. Like, it was awesome. It felt fucking good. And I was going to come out, and you just walk out. But there's also, because it's at the Improv Shop, there's these faux windows. And I was like, it would be so much more radical if I jumped through the window. Everyone wants that. That's what everyone wants. That's what you should do. That's what you should do. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Jaycox, my friend. Guys, put your hands together for Bobby Jaycox. And I open the window and I grab with my good hand up like above to grab above the window to like hoist myself up to get myself out so I can like, I don't just like fall. And as soon as I do, I go to lift my foot up and get out the window. And my buddies, Rafe, the host, the whole audience. I've never seen an audience be so excited and turn so fast. They would go, no! And I was like, what? And I jumped through the window. And everyone's like, okay, all right, but Robert. And I don't remember how the set went. I think it's probably somewhere. I'm sure I did fine. I was on narcotics from the hospital that they give you. And but I was proud that I went on stage. And that's just the kind of guy I am. This episode has been sponsored by Huge Egos. If you have a huge ego, put in whatever code you want because you're going to do whatever the fuck you want, obviously, you fucking egomaniac. So that is the podcast. Come see me on the road. I will get more in depth on shows. If I forgot to talk about something, if I started telling a story that I didn't finish and you want to know the rest of it, you can always email me. Check out my website, bobbyjaycox.com. You can send emails to the podcast. All the links are online. But before I go, I do have to. There's one thing I have to talk about because we were talking about skateboarding, and we were driving the other day. We were coming home because I have to talk about there's so much I gotta extrapolate on. Ooh, is there a smart guy in the room? Yeah, me, bitch. So I am hanging out with Dan from Story of the Year. Is that my favorite band? Yes. Am I best friends with the lead singer? Of course. Have we kissed? Many times. So we're driving the other day and we look over and we see that there's a church is on fire, and it is one of the biggest. It's true. I was a firefighter, and this is one of the biggest fucking fires I'd ever seen. So I see the fire, and I was like, does everyone see that? You know what I mean? Like, that's what happens when you first see a fire. You're like, is that real? It doesn't seem real because you never see it. So it's like whenever you see it, almost like it throws you off. And it's like whenever you're, most of the time you think you see a snake when you're like on a hike, but then you like actually see a snake and like how that's, you know what I mean? You're like, like did that make, who cares? So I see the building's on fire and I was like, is that Skate Church? And they're like, no, I don't think so. I was like, I hope not. But then it's like, I think it might be. And we get back and we found out it was Skate Church. If you've never heard of it, Skate Laborious Skate Church. I've been there many times. It's one of my favorite bands, Story of the Year. Did their music video. It was one of the first times I really got to hang out with them and all the other people in the Story of the Year Discord and all of those guys. I got to hang out with everybody. And we shot the music video for Tear Me to Pieces. You can look it up. You can see it. That is a real skate park that did burn down the other day. There was areas around that were affected, but they did start a GoFundMe. You can check out their Venmo, Skate Lab, Skate Laborious, Skate Church. Those are all different things. You can look it up, Skate Lab, Skate Laborious, Skate Church. Check that out. There's going to be ways to help. They need to raise a lot of money because it was such a fucking cool church. It was so big. It had a fucking 12-foot half pipe in it that when we did the music video afterwards, some of us got to hang out and we were skating on it. Did I get to skate with Dan? Is that one of the times we kissed? No, you're perverted for thinking that. Is that one of the times that we did skate back and forth and he reminded me that we did kiss? He's like, now you've skated and kissed your favorite lead singer. And I was like, I skated it. Yeah, shut up. So that was great. Yeah, so check that out. Help them. Skate or die. You have to skate, or you die. But we found out that God hates blades. God hates rollerbladers. God hates skateboarders. That was an act of God, and if that's an act of God, Wow, cool. Well, this time let's not build it in a church. Let's build it in no, don't make it satanic because that'll be so uncool. No one makes Satan cool anymore. Make Satan cool again, you know? That's it. That's the whole episode. That's the podcast. Goodbye. That's it. I don't have anything else to fucking say. So what's crazy is I've probably actually already cut it and edited this unless it was too much, and now is the end, I guess. Thank you. Check me out on the road. This has been the Discombobulated podcast with me. Bye.